Today we are visiting the Flint Trading Company, and joining me now is the owner, Walter. Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
And this is Emmett.
Yes, hello Emmett, how's it going? You're such a good dog sitting in the chair like that. But we're here to talk to you about holiday gifts, but before we get there, we want to learn a little bit about you. So how did you get into making custom jewelry?
Well, it actually started off as a hobby. So I worked for years in psychology, and I needed a kind of outlet, a hobby, something where I could see like what I was doing, because when you're trying to help people, you don't often see the results of your labor. So I needed a hobby. I needed something to put my hands on and make something, and okay, bye.
He said adios.
So I started taking some classes nearby just to make jewelry, and that little hobby became an obsession. And then I ended up mentoring under a guy named Jiro Masuda, JJ Masuda, who had his master's from Cranbrook.
What kind of enjoyment do you get out of making all of these pieces?
I'm making the world a prettier place. I get to bring my dog to work with me every day. I have a beautiful space here, and I'm surrounded by beautiful things. The payoff is huge in the sense that I am making custom things for people that really try to be very personal. I try to use my background in psychology to develop ideas working one-on-one with people no matter what their budget is. Reminds me of a story, actually.
I was getting ready to ask, is there a story that stands out the most of a piece you made?
Well, I specialize in a technique called moku megane. It's a long process of layering different metals and then twisting them and digging into them and forming them. Fiancé-to-be came in, and significant other, and she wanted to make a ring for him because she was afraid that he would never propose on his own. So little did she know that he had actually come in independently of her, and so I was designing an equally fabulous piece for her. Because her name was Rihanna, and she was named after a Celtic warrior princess. She wanted to do whiskey barrel rings, and they were using whiskey barrel tops for a little while. It was kind of a thing, and I was like, yeah, I won't do that here. You can order that on the internet. It's really cheap. Go for it if that's what you want to do, but it's a fad. It's not going to last, and the ring's not going to last. But I can do this for you, and I showed her some mokume, and I suggested that, after sitting down and talking to her and drinking a little bit of wine, I confess, I heard lots of stories about him growing up, and he grew up on around his grandfather's, playing in his grandfather's barn. So I sent her back to the barn and had her get some nails out of this old barn that he played in growing up as a kid, brought it and bring them back to me. So I made this ring in mokume that looks like wood, and then I riveted nails from the barn all around the ring.
Well, you have your jewelry case behind us. Can we see a few pieces and kind of walk us through what it would be like to get a custom piece?
Okay.